Hello guys. As a creator, when you start creating, when you start tapping into creator mindset, you are often stuck with this question as to what do I create, what is my talent, right? And after having researched, after having been stuck into this question for quite a while, I came the, I came across this insight from other creators that you yourself are the niche, you yourself are the product, right? Look at all the big billionaires, all the big businessmen who have been influential in the world. What did they make? What did they create? They created something they were interested in. Let's look at Henry Ford. He created cars. Why? Because he was interested in automobiles and building business out of it, right? And Steve Jobs was interested in softwares and building business around it, right? Uh, Jeff Bezos was interested in enhancing customer service, isn't it? And giving customers seamless shopping experience, and that too online, isn't it? And built an empire around it. Whatever it is that you are interested in. Arijit Singh was interested in singing. He started singing, and now he has made an empire around it, isn't it? Whatever it is that you are interested in, I'm not even saying talented. List down all the interest of yours, pick one, and start giving it more time and start sharing it with people. Don't wait for the perfect moment to come. This concept of perfection is a myth that your mind creates so that you don't so that you could get to procrastinate even more. Perfection and these kind of words, right? These are just myths that mental traps that your mind creates. Whatever it is that you are interested in, start giving it more time and parallelly start sharing that with others. And those two things will beautifully marry, and you will get better, and people will also connect with you even more with time, and you build a business around it, right? Why am I again and again emphasizing on building a business around it? Because I don't view poverty as noble anymore. I don't view hungry bellies as noble anymore. I don't correlate pain and hunger with art anymore. That was the old version of me, naive version of me, which used to demonize money, which used to hate the rich people. No, guys. Life is simple. Get rich and be happy. There is no happiness without. There is no happiness when your belly is not full. When at 3 a.m. at night you don't have money and you are burning with that desire to eat something, but you don't have money and you don't have food in your belly. There is no nobility in that. Shah Rukh Khan says, first be rich, then be a philosopher, right? All the philosophers, all the ones that we listen to, that we maybe admire or idolize, um, they some of them might say that find your passion and stick to it even if you are poor, just like Krishnamurti says. But even Krishnamurti was not poor, right? He had never he did not uh, he did not have to undergo single night with empty belly, isn't it? Yeah. So yesterday, or perhaps day before yesterday, I was reading Krishnamurti, and this insight came that two insights, in fact. One is people often contradict themselves all the time. If only you have the eyes to see. So does that make them not readable, not admirable? Absolutely not. You need to understand and accept this, that people evolve and may and or will contradict themselves all the time. And second thing, because of this contradiction part, we must never ever idolize someone. Be it the greatest thinker of the world, like Krishnamurti was one of the greatest thinkers ever, or be it anyone for that matter. Be it your idol in sport, be it your idol in popular media entertainment, whatever it is. Be it your idol in science, in arts, in literature. You can never idolize someone. You should never idolize someone. You should never follow someone because they are humans. Whatever you get to see through their work is the pinnacle of their being, right? But there is this iceberg theory that what you see is just a 10%, right? What you don't see is perhaps what if you see, if you get to see, you might not like it. You might even loathe that person. So never idolize anyone because people are I mean, we are a bundle of errors, right? We do mistakes all the time, and we contradict ourselves all the time. Right now I am in a certain zone, I'm in a certain mental zone. I've decided to build a media empire, right, through sharing knowledge and wisdom. But maybe along the line my goals change, my paths change, my mission remains same, my ultimate destination remains same, but my ways of achieving that, ways of going towards that may change. And the funny thing, and even something that might angry you as well, irk you as well, when you idolize someone, when you follow someone, and they do it something differently, and if you ask them, no, they will always have justification. In their viewpoint, they are above you, because that is why you are following them, that is why you are asking them, because if they did not matter to you, you would not be asking them why did you do this differently. So in their viewpoint, they are anyway above you, and because of that because of that power dynamic, they are always right, and they will always come up with a justification. And if you don't and if you accept it, good. And if you don't accept it, they don't mind, they don't actually mind, they don't care. They only care as long as you accept their ways, isn't it? So never idolize anyone. I mean, it's good to be acquainted with greatest minds we have ever had. But again, let's be a bit practical here. I used to be someone who used to go full throttle. I used to be like, no, money is bad. I used to associate pain with art. I used to be like, the ones who are poor, they are noble. I used to be like, the ones who I admire, they are good in all aspects all the time. But when I but as I'm maturing, as I'm evolving with time, I get to see that no, that is not the case. That is not even slightly the case. That just cannot be the case, right? We all are humans. We all make mistakes all the time. And the fact that we chase perfection, the fact that we speak of perfection and goodness and everything, itself tells us that we are not perfect, that we are not good. Had we been good, had we been perfect, we would not be speaking of perfection and goodness, right? Osho speaks about this very beautifully. That it is only a sick person who speaks and thinks of health, right? If I am healthy, I won't be speaking of health, right? So, coming back to the central theme of the video, what is it that you must create? What is the product that you must offer? You offer yourself. Maybe this is called dedication. Maybe this is called dedication, renunciation, samarpan in Hindi, right? Offer yourself. You have gained a lot, you have gotten a lot from this world. Now when it's time to give back, what do you give back? You give back yourself. Whatever experiences that have molded you, whatever learnings that you have got, whatever insights that you have received in the moments of silence. Just a minute, guys. Yep. Whatever it is that is your being now, that is the niche, that is the product. Do not be worrying about the perfect product and the market fit and all those business jargons. No, you are the product, you are the niche, and of course you are not perfect in the moment, right? So can you give me one time frame when you will be perfect? You will never be perfect. You are a work of art that will all that will always strive towards perfection, and even at the moment of death, you will never be perfect, right? So this is a simultaneous journey of you getting towards where you want to be mentally and in other aspects as well. And along the way, you also keep sharing your versions, right? Along the way, you keep evolving, so that means your so-called product keeps evolving, and you give better offerings, you give better services, right? You are the niche, you are the product, and whatever you are interested in, list down all those, pick one, start giving it more time, and at the same time and start sharing about it. And why am I so big on creation, why am I so big on sharing? Because guys, 99.9% of us are doing jobs we hate. I won't say we don't like, we outrightly hate our jobs. And do we see any other way to pay our bills? Absolutely not. So only way to get independent, to get rich. I can get rich by working at top companies at a top level. But does that make me independent? Anything that mandates me to be at certain place at certain time, follow certain rules, uh, is uh, is not me being independent. Absolutely not. So even if you are not wealthy, even if you're not extremely rich, but if you are independent, if you are let's say you are earning 50,000 from your job, if you are able to earn 50,000 from something, online or whatever it is, that allows you that allows you to be your own boss, that is infinitely times better, isn't it, guys? And internet plus social media allows you to do that. This has earlier distribution channel were small and narrow, now it's become far and wide. And distribution cost earlier were huge, today it is almost zero. Me creating this video will be seen by a person sitting in Alaska, sitting in Chile, sitting in New Zealand, sitting in Siberia, isn't it? Guys, the fact that I urge everyone to create and to build a business around it, business part is very important, is because you need to be your own boss, you need to be independent, guys. You cannot just be trading your waking hours in exchange of money. No, you should be become a person who earns, who creates wealth while he's asleep as well. And for that, a digital platform is the best way and perhaps the only way, right? If you're a shopkeeper, a huge shopkeeper, you do not sell when it is closed. But when I have a digital offering, even when I'm asleep, it's the transactions never stop, because the world never stops, right? When half of the world is asleep, other half is up and awake and at it. So leveraging internet, leveraging social media is very important. And this word leverage, building leverage, whatever it is that you are interested in, give it 3 years, give it 2 to 3 years. I personally believe 3 years is a minimum. Give it 3 years, get ahead of 99.9% of people in that particular topic of your interest, and you will build leverage, guys. And once you build leverage, uh, as uh, as I believe it was Diogenes who said this, give me a pulley big enough, and I will tilt the moon in my favor. I will tilt the world in my favor, right? So that is leverage at play. You become so good at something that the world comes to you, because that is something no other person can offer, right? So it's that concept again. You don't chase butterflies. You tend to your garden, and butterflies come to you. And what is butterflies? Money, opportunity, and everything that you have ever sought in life, that comes to you. By what? By building leverage, by tending to your garden. Naval Ravikant, US tech entrepreneur, is big on this. He envisions a world where there are 8 billion creators instead of 8 billion consumers. And he speaks of leverage, he speaks of giving yourself 2 to 3 years and becoming so good at something that you become irreplaceable, right? This spirit of freedom, no guys, that is that is something that will make you appreciate life even more. No matter if you earn 2 lakh or 5 lakh per month, but if you are mandated to be at a certain pace at a certain time, which is your job, then you are not free. You may be rich because of your investments and all, but you are not free. Even if you earn less, but if you are free and you don't have to trade your waking hours for money, uh, then you are rich. Then you are really rich from within, isn't it? As of now, we see people around with pockets full of money, but they are not really independent. Most of them are not. And if we want to be independent, if we want to feel like king, no guys, from within, then we need to start creating. We need to start building. We need to have this leverage, and for that we need to give 3 hours at least, as per me, for whatever it is that we want to build. We anyways are okay with giving the rest of our lives, 40 years of our lives, for building someone else's dream. Why not give 3 years to yourself in a pet project, in a personal project? And let's face it, we all have so much time before going to job, after coming from job. Even if you don't have much time, you have at least 30 minutes, right? These videos of mine are not longer than 30 minutes. I am not actually investing more than 30 minutes into actually creating something. Yeah, the preparation behind it, the reading, writing, and overall time audit and energy audit that I have incorporated into my life, that is different thing. But the actual creation part, the actual output, the actual crux of my being is not more than 30 minutes, isn't it? Start investing 30 minutes and give yourself at least 3 hours, 3 years. It's not 21 days, it is not 3 months, it is not 6 months. It does not happen like that. 95% of creators in YouTube especially quit before 1 year. 99% quit before 1 year. I have given myself this target of 3 years, and I know I'll be successful. It is not because I'm talented, it is not because I'm smart, it is because I will be perseverant. I believe it was Bill Gates or someone who says this, that the only skill that differentiates successful from unsuccessful is perseverance. No intelligence, no this, no that. Only no communication skill, especially. Only one thing, perseverance, guys. Yesterday I was seeing a big creator in YouTube selling communication courses, and for a moment I was tempted because major part of me is about communicating, right? And then I asked myself, how did he get good at communicating? Did he first buy a course and then start communicating? No. He started creating, he started his channel, and he was relentless. He was perseverant about it. And then he got good. And now that he have got good, now that he have acquired a skill, he has packaged that into a product and helping others, right? So buying a product will never help you. Buying a skill course will never help you. Of course, it might guide you. It can never help you. You can only help yourself. And how do you do that? By actually doing it. You can never be perfect just by thinking about it. First, I will be perfect by learning every nitty gritties, and then I will jump into the project. No, that is where the top down approach comes, of which Elon Musk speaks a lot. Top down approach is you identify the problem, you start with the problem statement, and then you break it down. You don't start learning tools, all the tools that will be required. You don't start learning them independently and then work your way up. No, you always start top down. You always start with problem statement, break it down, and what skills will be required to tackle each piece. You learn that skill then and there, you apply that, and that's how you build something, right? So this is me building it using top down approach, and that is how That is how buildings are always done. It can never be bottom up approach. If you wanna really build something, it can never be bottom up. Bottom up is what? If I wanna create this channel, so I need communication skill, I need thinking skills, I need um video recording equipments, I need editing skills, right? I need time management, I need thousands of skills to be a world class creator. So first, do I go and enroll in thousand courses? No, that is stupid, guys. That is you just procrastinating. Just like this idea of perfection, that once I will be perfect, then I'll start creating. So similarly, this is what helps you procrastinate. Never do that. Start creating. Start using a top-down approach, of which Elon Musk speaks a lot, and that's how the actual creators, actual actually the ones who are significant in some ways, go about life. Life is always top-down. It is never bottom-up, isn't it? Again, coming back to the central theme of the video, start creating and give yourself 3 years of your life, guys. You owe yourself this much. Give yourself 3 years of your life. Build a business. May it does not matter if you earn 50,000 per month or 50 lakh per month or 50 crore. It does not matter. At some point, no, it stops mattering. What matters is you are free. As of now, I have woken up. I am doing what I have to, what I'm supposed to do, what I promised to myself. And after a while, I'll go to office. I'll be there and at a certain time, at a certain place, with donning a certain uniform, adhering to some principle, some rules. Right? I don't feel free. I feel caged. Before industrial before industrial revolution, there was a farming which was more or less the biggest thing, right? Most were engaged in farming sector, so people were engaged in farms. Then industrial revolution happened. People were clustered into all those industrial workhouse, right? Now it is a corporate setting. Now people are clustered into corporate offices. Just because the working conditions may have improved, just because you have got AC, just because you have got LED lights and computers and internet, does not mean you are free. It simply means you have forgotten your slavery even more, and that's the sad part. A person who is aware of his slavery is still in a better position than one who is not even aware of that, right? And we are not aware of our slaveries. And once you get aware of it, once you realize it is only in the youth, then you can work towards it. Of course, there is no perfect time. You can work towards your freedom any given time. But in the youth, when you are not burdened with so many responsibilities, when you have energy, and when you have got a little bit of wisdom with all of your life experiences, and maybe better experiences at time, you must start creating a life of freedom, right? Earning 50,000 with your own thing is infinitely times better than earning 50,000 at a job. Because that job, it's there today, it will not be there tomorrow. Then what? You don't have a paycheck for the next month, and those are uncontrollables, right? Those are externalities are uncontrollable. You cannot now you are working, let's say, for a company, a US based company. Tomorrow relations are between countries, and you are, let's say, out of a job. What do? Then you panic, and then you start job hopping, and you maybe have to settle for less as well, right? So that is where this independence comes in. That is where the beauty of independence comes in. You need to be independent, guys. You need to be the captain of your own ship. You cannot be dependent on others. I mean, of course, you cannot be fully in control of your life. That's not possible. That's again a perfection myth. That's not possible. But try to be in as much control as possible, isn't it? Try uh, try giving some time out of your busy lives into creating, and give it for 3 years. Do it for 3 years. 95 to 99% people quit in 1 year, whatever they start doing. Do it for 3 years. You'll be ahead of 99.9%, and time and universe will reward you for your perseverance, not for your talent or intelligence. Those things are again, in my opinions, as now I see it, are myths. Those are again that keeps you from doing what you should be doing. Right? Don't be stuck up with talent or confidence. What you can be stuck up with is perseverance. That is in your hand. You may not be born talented. What to do about it? You may not be born handsome. What to do about it? You may not be born intelligent. What to do about it? But perseverance is something that you can build, right? And that is something that is rewarded. As men, especially, masculinity crisis that's spoken of. So one aspect of it is people giving up so easily, men giving up so easily on their dreams, on relationships, on so many other things. But most importantly, their dreams. For men, especially, their dreams, their goals, their missions has to be their number one priority. And there is no option. There is no option to give up. You cannot give up. You owe it to yourself. No one will complain. No one will say anything if you don't do what you were supposed to do. But you won't respect yourself, guys. And it is only when you don't respect yourself you start seeking respect in the eyes of others, in the eyes of your partner, in the eyes of your friends, in the eyes of your employer, and so on and so forth. And once you start doing that, you give away the control. You give away the control, and you become their slaves. One day they respect you, one other day they don't, and then your mood is off. You become puppet. You can only respect yourself by doing what you have decided, and what you only can respect yourself by doing what you are supposed to do. Simple. Real confidence, real respect is built. Real confidence, real respect is earned. All these videos, all the articles that you come across, that how to be confident, how to build this and that, those things might work superficially, but they don't actually work. What work is the real work that you do in the moments of silence when there is no one around. So solitude is another aspect that one must embrace, especially men in their late 20s, early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, even late 30s, if they have not yet made it. So building in silence, and building consistently for at least 3 years, and most importantly, building, because man is most happy when he is building something, building a dream, building a family, building something, right? Because men are is, because masculinity is an active force, right? Femininity is a passive force. Masculinity is an active force. It is yin and yang. So if you want to be fulfilled from within, guys, you need to create. There is no other way. You can be rich by your job, by investing and all, but if you're not creating something, you, not just for business, even for yourself, if you're not creating something, then you'll never be fulfilled. And as men, if there's masculinity crisis around, it's because we have forgotten the art of creation. We just procreate after we get into marriage and all. That is fine, but that is not enough. You need to have some interest in your life, and you need to pursue it actively. That becomes your talent, and you need to create. That's the only way out of your misery. That's the only way out of your inner poverty. Creation. Creation makes you king. Creation makes you feel like you actually matter. Otherwise, you are just another consumer in this world. You are just a part of the crowd. Don't you feel like that? Fight Club is a movie by Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, right? And it speaks of masculinity, more so about masculinity crisis and what does it mean to be a man in today's world, in the world of internet, in the world of extreme consumption, and society where masculinity is not is studied, masculinity is not pursued by young men, that society is bound to doom. And then as men we will only be and as men we will only be left bitter and complaining about women, that women nowadays are like this, girls nowadays are like that. No, it is you who is at fault, it is you who is weak. I'm not asking you to be strong and start controlling them. No. Once you are in your masculine energy, healthy masculine energy, the feminine gets to be in their feminine energy. Nowadays, when you are in your feminine energy all the time, we all have within us masculine and feminine, right? Both. But if that balance, if that dynamic is not healthy within, and you're not operating from where you should be operating, then the other gender will have to operate from where it is required to operate from. They are not at fault, guys. Masculinity is the active energy, femininity is a passive energy. Yin and yang, they complete each other. It is your role. It is you who defines it. And if you and they know what you are doing is right or wrong. What you are defining, what you are doing is right as individual, as a group, as a society. Then they will accept it, and they will gel together, and you guys will prosper together. If they know that what you are doing is not right, you are just being loud and brash and shallow, whatever it is you are doing, it is not right, you are not operating from the right masculine center, then they will reject it, and then they will do what they need to do, because ultimately it's about survival as a species, right? We'll tap onto that some other day. I urge you guys to create, because that will awaken masculinity within, and that is the need of the hour. Thank you.